Well, I'm going to say this: only the stupid don't survive. I see a lot of drama news out there. Fear pumpers, fear porn, whatever the hell you want to call it. All for profit. But I want to give you an example because here's the whole problem in the real 101. When people get money, they got to show they got wealth. They spend it and they got to show off, and they blow their money, right? Now, I know there's probably going to be a problem maybe with the currencies being devalued, U.S. dollar devalued, but when I talk money, you could be talking about silver, gold, platinum, palladium, that type of stuff. It doesn't have to be fiat, toilet paper, dollar bills, but you keep those too. But I'll give you an example. I know my grandfather, who, he's not alive today, but he bought his house cash back in 1919. Then we had, the roaring 20s and, a lot of people making a lot of money. But did he go out and try to show off how much wealth he had and, get loans and all that type of stuff? Nope. He saved his money and he never trusted banks. My great-grandfather was the same way, too. He used to hide money in the drywall in the garage. Right in the wall, in a drywall in the garage. That's where a lot of money was, cash. So here comes the big crash of 29, and actually the really big crash in 1932. Was he affected? No. They had gardens, they had wood-burning stoves, they had a really nice house, they had all the best stuff. I mean, they had electricity back in the 1920s, which is a lot of people didn't even have back then. He was actually even in some, used to be a photographer bug. He did his own film developing and all that type of stuff, which was pretty high-tech stuff back then, if you think. You could take cameras and develop your own pictures. He did a lot of technological things, too. But was he affected by the Great Depression at all? Not one damn bit. None. And was employed the whole time. Plus, had no problems with the banks because he didn't use the damn banks. So, I got to say this message for the drama freaks out there. First off, you guys are wrong. And second of all, most people, when they got good times, they blow the money. A squirrel, an animal, a squirrel, it's got more freaking brains than a lot of these people. A squirrel will pack away acorns into the tree because they know there's cycles, and you got the cold times, and you got the times when there's food is abundant, and they store it away. The animals even know this, but the people know this. Some people do, some people don't. That's just what the freaking problem is, man. And some people get bent out of shape about the silver and the gold stuff because it didn't go up right away. It's been going down for 2 years. But, this isn't something where you just sit on your ass and you do absolutely nothing and expect since you bought silver, you're going to be filthy rich. It's a protection. It's an insurance. But, the main point is you don't get upside down. I've seen people that had millions and millions of dollars, which I've seen people who had billions of dollars, which that surprised me. I've actually seen some of them. But I've seen people who had a lot of millions of dollars get upside down because of their affluent lifestyle and risk-taking and their fat egos and thinking they're trying to grab for more, and they just weren't disciplined about sticking their nose into business enough because they figured everything was going to go the way it used to go. And they got upside down. Oh well. But everybody's got the capability within themselves to outride any storm that comes up. They do. Like I said, when my grandfather did that stuff, he bought the house cash. He could have bought a bigger, which it was a good house, it had electricity and all that kind of stuff at the time. And, back then in 1919, a lot of houses didn't even have electricity and all the plumbing and all the refrigerator. Actually, it was good. But, if you got a fat head, you could buy yourself, a mansion with, all kinds of stories on it, all kinds of floors. And, take out a loan because you want to show that you're somebody. He didn't do that kind of crap. He actually played low profile. Smart, huh? So when the Great Depression came, was he affected? Not in the least. Not in the least. So I just want to point out this kind of lesson because I'm getting sick of these fearmongers out there to the max. They're full of garbage, man. They're bad news. They're bad news. You know, there's times and you have good times and you have bad times. You got cycles in business. You know, a freaking squirrel, which I don't think is one of your freaking higher animals out there. It's like a tree rat. They got enough brains to know that when you got good times and you got a lot of acorns, you put the acorns in the tree and you hide them out for later on, so when his food supply is down and the weather's frozen and everything's iced over and you can't get the acorns, they got plenty to last you. A squirrel knows this. People don't know this. And herein lies the problem. So, I'm just going to make this a short video, but man, I think that's a real important message. Really important message. You know? And it's just too simple. It's too simple. Don't get caught up in the Hollywood marketing hype that you got to buy things that are unnecessary. You might want to buy things that are going to help you survive for the long term. You know, maybe you buy solar panels. Maybe there's things you should buy now that you might need later on. But that doesn't necessarily mean, you know, buy special things to show that you're somebody special because you got a fat ego. Those are the kind of people that get tripped up the worst, man. So stay humble, stay cool, stay low profile. And when you got your acorns gathering up, you know, you got extra acorns, put them aside. You know, that might be silver, that might be acorns if you're a squirrel, whatever. Okay?